For seated 90-90 hip switches, you want to set up with 90-degree angles on both legs so you can draw a straight line from your back heel all the way to your front toe. So you don't want these feet and your knee too close together or too separated. You want just a little bit of separation and good 90-degree angles. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit up tall with my hands out in front, squeeze tight to lock in my upper body. This makes sure that all the movement comes from my hips and not from my torso or my spine. Now I'm going to dig my heels down to the ground because my heels are going to be my pivot points. I'm always going to pivot around those heels and try to drive them into the ground. And then I'm going to pry open this back leg by pivoting around my heel as far as I can. Once I can't move this back leg anymore, I'm going to bring the front leg with me just a little bit as I'm trying to maintain as much separation between my knees as possible. I don't want to let those knees get too close together. So I'm going to pivot, 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 bring the front leg with me, and then come back the other way doing the same thing. Driving this heel down to the ground, pivot, 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 open as far as I can before I bring the other leg with me, and mirroring your starting position every time you rotate sides. So from the other side, it looks like this. Good 90-degree angles. Squeeze the hands tight, drive the heels down to the ground, pivot, pivot, pivot. When I can't open that side anymore, I bring the front leg with me, and then come back the other way, pivot, 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 staying nice and tall, and mirroring every time that your legs hit the ground. Now, a couple mistakes that we see here, first of which is losing the torso position. So a lot of people will set up tall, but as they start to pivot, they'll really kind of crouch down and substitute motion at their upper body. So to avoid crouching down like that, what you can do is you can put your hands on the ground next to your hips, and that can help push you up nice and tall. Now this is a regression. Eventually you want to get to the hands out front, but if you use your hands on the ground to help stabilize your position, that can help you prevent motion at the upper body. Another thing that we'll see too is people just not having enough control, and they'll just kind of flop side to side without controlling the motion. That's the whole point, is to control your hip rotation here. So you want to make sure you keep that distance as far as possible between the two knees. So you want to control rather than just flopping side to side.